Hello. Uh-oh. Okay, I just wanted to make sure the video was running. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to spend a little time today talking about calorie counting. Now I know people don't like to keep track of their calories and they just want to eat whatever they want to eat, but I guarantee you if you continue down that path, you're going to be right where you at or even bigger. Because a sad reality, if you've been struggling with this weight thing for a while, is you are going to have to keep track of your calories. I do it all the time. The only thing I do that's a little different since I'm close to the weight I want to be is I've developed this rule. The one thing I do is when I go out of town, I don't count calories. I just allow myself to eat whatever I want to eat because I know when that week is up, I'm going to go back to eating the way I used to eat. I've been doing this for so long that I kind of got a grip on it now. So even when I can eat what I want, it's very hard to cross that line. Even when I was in New York in May and I followed that rule for 5 days, I actually lost weight. Go figure. I mean, when you're in New York and you're walking around, you're exercising. That's pretty much your exercise. New York's exercise is walking around New York. So being that my body was probably like, where the hell are you and why are you moving so much? That was the reason why I actually lost weight. I still upped my calories. I will tell you, I went to Martha's Bakery in Forest Hills. Oh my God, that chocolate mousse cake was out of this world. And I ate 2 big slices, not including everything else I was eating while I was in New York. And I still lost weight because I was moving around. But anyway, I get off subject. Calorie tracking. Yes, it is a necessary evil, but it will benefit you in more ways than you can believe. There have been times, like when I was on Weight Watchers, that really that's when I started tracking my calories, is when I was on Weight Watchers. Before that, wasn't tracking my calories and was thinking I could do all of this in my head. Well, no, you can't. Because if you could do it in your head, you would be the size that you want to be. You would be healthy and all those other great things that come along with tracking your calories. There is a difference. And I'm telling you, when I started tracking my calories, that's when I could keep an eye on my weight loss or gain. Because, you'll tell yourself, well, I just had, a piece of cake, or I just had some cookies, or, I don't need to measure whatever I'm eating too much of, because you think that you can eyeball it. But the eyeballing thing is not for people like us. People who never gain weight, you can eyeball to your heart's content. But for people who have had this struggle with the weight issue, it is so important. I can't stress how important it is that you keep track of your calories and what you're eating. I started off, as I said, with Weight Watchers and tracking my points through them. And see, where I got myself in trouble is when I got off of Weight Watchers and I thought I was finished with losing weight. There's never such thing as finished. So that finished is in quotes. And when I got down to around 188 pounds, I was like, oh, I'm done. I don't have to do this anymore, because it felt like a chore. Like, oh God, I got to track everything I eat. But I knew it was necessary then in order for me to get to where I was. But I didn't realize that it was also necessary for me to continue to stay where I was. And that's important. If you want to stay at the weight that you have gotten down to, it's like you have to maintain it. And maintaining it for people who have continually had issues with weight means keeping track of everything you eat. I don't like doing it all the time, but I'm so used to doing it at this point, it doesn't even faze me anymore. I just plug stuff in. I know what I'm going to eat. I pretty much cook my own meals, and I don't eat out a lot. So I'm never driven too crazy by not being able to figure out how many calories is in something. As I said, that's another important thing, is being able to control what you eat. And so what I did was, when I knew I was going to get back on this weight loss journey, I started using MyFitnessPal. Now I know some people have used MyFitnessPal, and it's free. You know, you don't need the premium services. The free one is fine. So MyFitnessPal, I think, is great for people who are just starting out with this weight loss journey and calorie tracking. The reason being is that everything is there for you pretty much. You can add your own recipes in if you cook, and it'll calculate the calories for you. You can also, based on what the other users put in, it's already in there for you. Now, the downside of that is that some of the data could be inaccurate because you're depending on other people inputting stuff and you're pulling it into your calorie tracker for keeping track of what you're eating. So I was okay with it for a little while, but once I got deeper into this weight loss journey and I wanted to know what my macros were, meaning I started tracking my fats, proteins, fiber, and carbs, and wanted to keep lose weight based on percentages and just really nerdy stuff, then MyFitnessPal didn't work for me anymore. It worked for me at a certain point in my life, but then I realized that I had grown, and because I had grown as a person, I needed another type of weight loss app. And so what I found was Chronometer. I love Chronometer. It has its pros and cons, but it gives me the data I need. I am like an analytical nerd. I like to see all of the numbers. I want to know what's the percentage of carbs I'm eating, how much protein I'm eating, the breakdown of the proteins, the breakdown of the carbs, the breakdown of the fat, and all of that. You know, I'm that person now that wants to know those things. In the past, did I want to know those things? No, did not. Not even close. I was just like, tell me how many calories I can eat, and I'll try to stick with that. And I don't care if I'm only getting 10 grams of protein and 95 grams of carbs. I didn't care. But I realized as I got deeper in this weight loss journey that knowing those things and knowing that you have enough proteins and all of these different things um, help your body to get to a certain point. But you want to make sure that you're getting enough protein, or you want to make sure you're not getting too many carbs. So it's like all of those things, you know, Chronometer did for me that I feel like MyFitnessPal could have done for me if I signed up for the premium service, but I just felt like I wanted more accuracy with my recipes and my data for inputting into my calorie tracking. So right now I am using Chronometer. If you're already using a calorie tracker, please let me know in the comments below what you're using and if you like it. I know there's a lot of them out there that I probably haven't tried, but the two that I've come across are the best ones that I've come across so far. I've tried to use some other ones, but I felt like I really would have started from scratch as far as their databases, and I didn't want to do that. I do find that with Chronometer, it's a little tedious having to put in my recipes after spending years putting my recipes into MyFitnessPal, and they don't make it as easy to input those recipes. Like MyFitnessPal, I could just like cut and paste it in, and the recipe was in, and it calculated the calories. I don't know how accurate it was, but I feel like Chronometer is a little more accurate, and I like that. I like that about Chronometer.